buckle up, because it's time for the Buggy Lab. In this lab, you're going to be measuring how far the buggy moves at certain times. We're then going to explore the relationship between distance and time. For this lab, you're going to need a stopwatch, your tumble buggy, a meter stick, and a penny. So here's how the lab works. You need 3 group members for this process. First group member is in charge of the stopwatch. Okay, now make sure whoever is in charge of the stopwatch actually knows how to use one of these. Okay, be surprised how many people don't know how to use a stopwatch. Okay, so it's just one button to start it, one button to stop it, and then you press the left button 2 times to clear it all out. Okay, the tumble buggy is the next job. You're going to have a line, so you basically want to line this up where the tumble buggy's front wheels are at the 0 mark on the meter stick. So I would draw a line across. Okay. So your job is to make sure that you're releasing the buggy at that 0 mark every single time. Okay. And then obviously make sure the buggy doesn't keep going forever and ever and ever. You're also, I guess, in charge of grabbing the buggy after you let it go. Final person is in charge of marking off the distance. Okay. So I said you needed a penny for this lab. Now the person with the stopwatch is going to keep an eye on the stopwatch, and when it reaches whatever time you want to stop the buggy at, so let's say it's 1 second, when the buggy reaches 1 second, you're going to say time, and that person with the penny is going to place that penny down on the meter stick or on the ground close to where the buggy was, where the front wheels were. So it looks something like this. So my buggy has traveled a certain distance here. My stopwatch, I wanted to stop it at 1 second. So when it reaches 1 second, I'm going to call it time, and then I'm going to place a penny kind of where the front wheels were at that point. Okay. Now it's not going to be exact, just get it as close as possible. Now when you go to record your data, you need 2 things here. You want to record the distance. Now on the meter stick, it gives you the centimeters. Okay. Now 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meters. So if you had 30 centimeters, that would be 0.3 meters. The other thing you want to do is record the time. Now, if you remember, I wanted to stop it at 1 second. So when it got to 1 second, I clicked stop, but it actually went to 1.25 seconds. So I don't want to write 1 second down. I want to write the time I actually stopped it at, so 1.25. So include all of those digits there. You're going to repeat this process 4 more times. So you should have 5 different times that you're stopping it at, and then 5 different distances that you're measuring how far the buggy went at. I've got a video of what this process looks like. So if you notice here, I have my buggy set up at the 0 mark. I'm going to let it go, and someone with a stopwatch would be kind of off to the side. So it's going to look like this. So I'm going to release the buggy. I'd say stop. The person with the penny would put the penny like right here where I said stop. I would write down the time on my stopwatch, and then I would also go over to the meter stick and kind of figure out how close it was to the nearest centimeter. Okay? So, on your data table, you should have something like this. You should have a column for the trials. Remember, we're doing 5 different trials. You want a column for the distance. You also want to include the units up here. Okay? The units are going to be meters. And again, convert your centimeters into meters. You don't need to include the units every single time, so you can just write numbers here, as long as the units are up here in the heading. And then you also want a column for time. Times we're measuring in seconds. Okay? And again, include all the decimal places when you do your time. And that's basically it. So pick 5 different times. You're going to stop the stopwatch at those times, measure the distance, and that's it. Good luck and have fun.